Morning. Yeah, I know it's been a week. I've been lazy. And I've been thinking, what difference does it make? You know, not pouting just like, I've been distracted. Not, and I don't want y'all to think, like, I don't want to do this because I got to. I like to share what I learn, let me latch this gate, hold on. You there? I was latching that gate. You can see it latches here, but then this little old latch right there, it keeps it. And the reason that's important is because right there, that double gate right there yesterday, y'all see all them yearlings looking at us? That double gate last night got open. So them calves got mixed and what was out there got in here. But so in life, it's important that you realize God gives certain people into your life. There's a certain season or a certain reason that they become important and they play a role. And one of them guys in my life right now is John Paul up in Oklahoma. And he don't know it, but he called me yesterday. And you know, that last year, 2025 was rough for me. Big major adjustments. A lot of great ones. Getting moved up here to Eden, but walking away from being released from the church. I didn't walk away. It's a terrible way to look at it, but some people just think that. Being released, being told by God what you put your whole life into, what you've dedicated 20 years to, it's not yours, never was yours, now turn it loose because you're in the way. That's a tough thing. Dealing with some of the issues that the devil threw at us last year, tough. And John Paul is one of the guys. We've been friends, and he's a pastor, and we've been in ministry and done different things, and we've bounced ideas off each other. We're in the cattle business together. We work together to provide for our families. He was a guy that I can confide some stuff in, and we pray together. And he got to where he was waking up a lot of times early, middle of the night, which is usually whenever I do my most wrestling. And he called me yesterday, and he said, "Boy, you know, yesterday," he said, "Yesterday morning I woke up, and I got a friend that's in Arizona, passed away, and we've been praying about that." And he went and seen him, but he said, "I just woke up, you know, and this time though, I knew it was Jerry, and I was wrestling with this fear, and it was like, this fear don't belong to me, and why? I mean, it's real." But he said, "I'll be honest, Jay, I just wanted to pop a sleeping pill and go to bed and not deal with this, not be here." And I'm like, I immediately start feeling the conviction in my head. You know, he can't see me because he's on the phone, but I was sitting on the lawnmower finna mow the yard, and I just, my old head ducks, and I'm like, he said, because I don't want to pray through this, and I know it ain't mine. But we have a season and a reason for people. And John Paul's buddy Jerry's, he's battling cancer, and he's passing away. And later yesterday morning, he said, I'm just calling you to tell you. He said, I called you early this morning, and they said that about 1:30, Jerry was startled awake, and he wasn't good, and he was very unrestful. And he's like, it's amazing how, you know, God started doing that, you know, in John Paul's life with me last year, doing some stuff where it would be like, he would call me. "You've been up?" Yes, sir, I got up at 2:30. He said, "Me too. Been praying for you. Been a battle." I said, "Yes, sir, it's been a rough night." It carried over. Now John Paul's doing that with Jerry, and he was sharing that with me. But what he don't know he was doing was, I haven't done a Travelin Partners. I haven't been faithful to text my group of guys this week. I just had a piss on it mentality, and I did take a sleeping pill the night before and the night before that because I didn't want to give a crap. I ain't even been getting hammered. I just have been so in the flesh, like, Lord, I don't want to feel And we had a terrible, grievous, sorrowful situation, you know, and there's 2 or 3 going on. You know, Meg McAnally and my buddy Joe Albert, you know, that whole family at Media Quest, which is a part of our family, Travelin Partners, and that the tragedy they're walking through, and, you know, I just didn't want to feel it. My wife told me several years ago that I didn't know why I couldn't quit crying when I was preparing to preach 2 kids' funeral. These 2 kids lost their mama. They were 17 and 14 at the time, brother and sister. And I was preparing to preach their mama's funeral. And the day before, I couldn't quit crying several years ago. And she said, Jay, you're a man of sorrow. You carry their grief. You carry their burden. And I didn't realize until my conversation with John Paul, I was avoiding that purpose for that reason. I'm just here today to tell you guys, you got to know who's in your season and what's the reason. You got to know, because I'm so thankful today that I've been up a while and I prayed, and I've been not early, but I didn't get in a hurry. I read the Bible. I texted the guys. I'm doing TP, and I'm thanking the Lord for today, and I'm thanking the Lord for the honor of being a man of sorrow, to carry pain and grief with families and hard times with folks. I'm thankful for John Paul, that while he was talking about how he got weak and he wanted to take one, I know I had taken 2 nights in a row. I had chickened out. I had bailed out. I had fleshed out. And then I got up this morning, my sweet wife had left a note, and that note said, sometimes our flesh just overpowers us, but you'll never, you'll always draw close to the Lord. Sometimes and she told me who I was. She reminded me who I am. She said, you are a faithful servant. You diligently serve. And then I'm reading James this morning, and I get to James 3:18. And James 3:18 says, the seed that is sown in righteousness, the seed of righteousness, which is sown in peace, is fruit for peaceful. Can't remember how it says it. But what it said to me was, the seed, the work you do in righteousness, meaning in your right standing with God. When I don't take a sleep aid, there ain't nothing wrong with taking one every now and then. If you're wore out and gassed and you ain't slept in 2 or 3 days, take a sleep aid, go to bed. Take one in the middle of the day and get a nap. But when you're avoiding, I haven't been sowing seeds of righteousness. I haven't been sowing seeds because God gave me the opportunity to sow seeds. I've been when you sow seeds of righteousness in peace, meaning, Lord, I'm just doing what I do. I'm thankful I get to tend to Eden and maintain peace while I tend to Eden, plowing and planting seeds. And that seed's going to produce a harvest. And then those people that do that are called peacemakers. It ain't easy. But it is a job. It is a responsibility. It's an honor. And so I'm just telling you today that y'all ain't heard much from me this week, because I didn't want to talk to nobody. I didn't want to be used by the Lord. I didn't want to be obedient. I didn't want to benefit. I just wanted to be a butthole, okay? Everybody's got one. They stink. Every now and then they stink really bad, and it's got to be washed. And so it's been washed. I'm butthole less. How about that? It's Thursday. Y'all have a great day. We're headed for Woodward. Tomorrow we're going to be in Woodward. Saturday to do a marriage. I hate to say conference, because it's not a conference. We're just going to do a marriage conversation with a few with probably a very small 10 or 12 couples that want to talk about marriage and the hard parts of marriage. And So pray for us, and then I'll be preaching there Sunday morning. Hope y'all have a great day. I'll check in tomorrow. But just thank the Lord for John Paul. And hey, thank y'all. You know who's in your season and know what's the reason.